I'm currently at a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10, and I started, I would say, in the 8, 9 range on June 17th. After a surgery, unrelated surgery to anything around my brain or ears, I discovered I had tinnitus, and it was really debilitating the first few months. I couldn't drive my car, I couldn't read. I lost 20 pounds in those 2 months. I really struggled, couldn't watch TV. I would pace around the island in my kitchen, just waiting for the brief moments when I would get a little bit of a break or a shift in the tinnitus, but it was absolutely debilitating, and was unable to take care of my children at some points in that time as well.
How long were you in that period of struggle and challenge with tinnitus? How many weeks or months was it?
It was the first few months, and then I started getting a little bit of breaks. And part of my story is that it was in both ears, and one day my left ear stopped. I have no idea why. It just all of a sudden stopped. And so I thought the right ear would stop, but the right ear didn't. And it wasn't until September 1st is when I started working with Treble Health that I finally started making progress and was getting back to my life and being back to being able to function fully. Not fully,
That's
being able to
excellent.
start to function fully. Yeah.
That's excellent. And tell us, what did you try or what kind of help did you seek before finding us in those first few months? Obviously, this was so debilitating that you were looking for answers, I'm sure. What did you find, and did you have any success with any of those methods?
Uh, I don't I don't call it success at all. I went to the original doctor that did the surgery, and she said, "I don't know. You need to see an ENT. I'm not sure what's happening." I did have low iron, so I don't know if that's part of the cause or not. But I just quit trying to research that. Then I was on a wait list for an ENT for 3 weeks, and I went into the ENT, and he said, "Oh, that's too bad. Strange things happen," quote unquote. He's like, "There's nothing I can do for you. I'll do a hearing test, which I have no hearing loss." From that test. And he said, you could think about an MRI, but I wouldn't recommend one right now. So I walked away feeling completely defeated. And that's when I turned to the internet and just started Googling random, just trying to find anything out I could. But I was just hitting dead ends. I did find an audiologist that I talked into ordering a masker that I had found online. He had never programmed one before and didn't know how to function or how to use it. So I did buy one ear device for my right ear, and I was working with him on his own computer trying to program it. And I'm not an audiologist by any means. So that was also unsuccessful for the most part. And that's when I finally found, through an internet search, found Treble Health. So I first did the free consultation, and I called in, and I was expecting another dead end, and I was shocked she got me in right away. I think it was that afternoon. And I was like, wow. And then I was on a 4 month wait list here. There is one clinic here that does it, but it's on a 4 to 6 month wait list. So she got me in right away, and we could talk instantly, which was so neat. And she was the first person to give me hope. She was the first person to explain that it could get better. And I hadn't even heard the word or processed the word habituation. I had really was in a dark place, thinking there was no hope. I walked away from that first 15-minute, I think it was, phone call, um, completely different even from then, because I had hope. So I could start shifting that perspective. So extremely helpful from right on. And then we started working together weekly as an EQ.
Use the tinnitus sound therapy devices on the ears with us at Treble Health. And would you like to explain what that is for someone who may have not used that before or may just know a little bit about sound therapy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're just really small. I'm sure you guys have seen them. They're just really small hearing aid like devices that you put in. I don't even notice them now. I've gotten in the shower twice with them on. So, I mean, it's gotten to a point where I don't feel them at all.
So, Melinda, your tinnitus began 5 months ago,
Hmm.
and it started out the first few months, you had a volume levels at an 8 or a 9 out of 10, and now you're at a 4 out of 10. Well,
Yes.
halfway through these 5 months, you started treatment with us, and we've been able to successfully help you manage, reduce the tinnitus to the point where multiple times now you've been able to lower the sound therapy treatment. I imagine because the tinnitus volume itself is lower. Is that correct?
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's taking less. At first I had a hard time because we don't want to mask completely. But leaving the tinnitus noise kind of there. I struggled with that right away, but then you fall into a groove. But yeah, it is lowering. I'll have 2 or 3 days in a row now where I'll say it doesn't bother me, right? Like it's there every once in a while. But it's not debilitating, it's not bothering me. And
Do you have any last words about your journey or for someone who's watching on YouTube?
I just want to say thank you to Treble Health and what you're doing. My family thanks you. And if I can help even one person not live in the misery I did for those few months this summer, then it's absolutely worth it. And you're innovative, and I'm appreciative. So thank you.